We're doing 5 now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Episode 5, the Empire.
Alright. Alrighty. Right off the bat, we got those camel robots attacking those poor people in the snow.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the
this.
AT-ATs. That's what
Okay,
they're
so the
called.
first time,
Yeah.
the first time I saw Star Wars was 2 weeks ago, right? So when I first saw Episode 4, I was kind of iffy. I was like, I'm not, I don't think Star Wars is for me. And then Episode 5, that's when I started to actually enjoy Star Wars, because Star Wars is described as a soap opera. And Episode 5 is when I started to understand how it's a soap opera. You know what I mean?
Kinda, yeah. I
Like,
get you.
you don't see how it's a soap opera.
No, I can see it with like the whole plot twist of like, no, I'm your father. Oh,
But I
whoops.
mean, it's actually considered a soap opera.
Yeah, no,
I
no, I
mean,
can
you
see
got
it.
you got the bad boy Han Solo, you got the damsel in distress Leia, whatever you want to consider Luke.
Oh, he's the
Yeah,
goody
like that.
goody. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the movie starts off in Hoth.
yes.
Yeah.
Is that what the planet called? And then they
Yep.
search for Skywalker because Skywalker got kidnapped by a Yeti.
By a fucking ape. A snow ape.
Yep.
If you get, that's what always threw me. How are you gonna get snuck up on by like the
But it's
abominable
a laptop.
snowman, and then take on like the world's greatest ninja, Darth Vader?
And then Luke
I
goes
don't know.
missing, and then Han Solo worries about him.
Because Daisy was riding the Tauntaun. That's why.
You're right.
Then Han Solo worries about him. He's like, I love him. And then Han Solo starts flirting with Leia. I kind of actually like the scene when Han Solo and Leia were flirting.
Okay.
You didn't like it? You don't like love
No,
stories?
I mean, no, I like love stories. Uh, yeah, no, I just, I thought, like, I remember thinking back when I was a kid, I was like, Leia's real annoying. What's Han doing? He can get any alien girl he wants. He don't need Leia. I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
that was my exact thought process. Was like, you're better than that, Han Solo.
Okay, and then they
But
rescue Luke, and then
yeah.
he sees the spirit Obi-Wan Kenobi, tells him to go to Dagobah to train under Yoda, the
Mhm.
Jedi Grandmaster, and then he's like, tells Han Solo that we need to go see Yoda, and then they get rescued the next morning by the rebel pilots, and then they start fighting the camel.
Yep.
Why you keep
You
calling
know.
them camels? They got names.
The AT-ATs. That's
Yeah,
right.
I keep having difficulties to pronounce his names. And they have those. Then they have
I know
the
they have
flag.
weird names. That's all.
Honestly, I don't have difficulty. I'm just fucking lazy. They're snow camels as far as I'm concerned.
And then they
But
fight the camels. And then after that, oh wait,
uh
oh that's literally the 1 hour of the movie when they fight the camels.
yeah, and that's all just so the Death Star can like line up, right? With the planet and blow it up.
What do you mean?
But like
Why they were
so
fighting
like
there?
no. So like they're trying to get out cuz the Death Star's coming and the Death Star can just blow them up.
No,
But I never got
because Darth Vader, he wants the plans. He's attacking them.
Yeah, no. I know, but like so the whole thing is that they have the plans and the Death Star is like right around the corner.
But
It's
the
like
Death Star
there.
was already destroyed.
Yeah, no, but they're making
The
They're
second one.
making
oh
their
no,
second one.
yeah, aren't they making the second one by the second movie? They're like already on it. They don't need unions or anything.
I don't know.
I mean, you saw more recently than I did, man. So I'm gonna take your word for it.
I mean, I don't pay attention to movies. I just watch it.
I might probably they had a second one like as a spare. They
Yeah,
were still like continuing to build it.
But you know, actually, I was watching a podcast. They were talking about it. They were like, the first Death Star took 12 years, but then they were able to make the second Death Star much more quicker than that.
They
They were like,
definitely just had a spare.
yeah, they were like, that's
Yeah.
another plot hole on Star Wars.
Nah,
I mean,
they
I probably didn't need a second one, but just in case, they just started building it.
yeah.
I mean, everything's simple. Like once they already built the first one, they know how to build the second one. Is that the thing is they had to change it up a little bit
Yeah.
because
You know,
since
You
since
get
the rebel has the plans and how to destroy it, all the schematics and everything, then they have to change it a little bit.
yep, they got to tweak that.
And then
Like, all right, guys, this time, no porthole at the bottom.
goes to Dagobah and meets Yoda, the puppet. It kind of
Oh yeah, that's
creeped me
true. I forgot about that.
Yoda actually creeped me out for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, we
He
gotta remember.
looks.
Because
No, honestly, he looks creepy.
because this was the first time I saw Star Wars, and I was expecting Yoda to have a jokey personality.
No. Yoda's serious, man. He's the ultimate Jedi.
But in this movie, he's a jokester.
Well, in the
Oh,
newest
remember,
one,
it's age. He's old already. He's over 900 years old. What you really expect? He's like an
No.
old geezer now.
he's over 900 years old, and also, like, if you look, he's just testing Luke the whole time. Like, so he starts by being crazy to see
Well,
if,
because
like,
he's
Luke.
testing him to make sure he doesn't fall to the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if Luke was impatient, was just like, "Oh, get out of here, old man! I'm looking for the Master so I can get powerful," then Yoda wouldn't
Oh
have trained.
yeah. A seek of power. That's more like a Sith.
Exactly. So since Luke like took his time and was just like, "Hey, how are you, old crazy person? Let me help you." Yoda was like, "All right, fine, I'll teach you." And that's when he got super serious in the fifth movie. You know, like he definitely sobers up later on when he starts training them. Like he's still kind of goofy, but he knows his shit.
Of course, man. What you expect? A Jedi Master.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I want to see a prequel movie with Yoda where you just see him like young and cocky and everything with all those lightsaber tricks. I want to see what made Yoda the king.
And then what happens? What? So Luke is in Dagobah training with Yoda, and then where's everyone else?
Everyone else is in that Cloud City.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what they
La-
go to. Because was it they were gonna do a little partnership with Lando.
That shit didn't work out.
Because they're trying to run away from Darth Vader, and then
Yeah.
they went to that tunnel with the inside the little worm's mouth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The whole scene was unnecessary. Am I the only one that thought that?
In space. It's a space worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they fly away
It's
from the space worm, they go to Cloud City, they meet Lando.
Mhm.
Lando thinks Leia's cute, and then gets interrupted
Uh-huh.
by C-3PO, because no one cares about 3CPO. And then 3CPO gets demolished. And then Lando sets up a trap with Darth Vader. Remember that whole scene?
Uh-huh. Oh, how can you not remember the greatest betrayal of all time?
Yeah, man. You had a best friend for years, and now freaking he just
Right?
right
Like, that's some super douchebaggery right there.
That scene,
real.
I wasn't prepared for that scene, so I actually kind of liked it when Lando was like, we're far away from the Imperials. If they'll never find us, then they open the door, and then Darth Vader's like, come on, have a seat.
Yes. Sit down. Let's have a chat.
And then he tries.
You got Boba Fett right there too.
Han tries to shoot Darth Vader, but Darth Vader takes the gun away using the Force.
Yep.
And then we see more of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
And then Han Solo, they become prisoners to Darth Vader. And Darth
Yeah.
Vader, for some reason, I don't understand this, they want to carbonite Han Solo?
They were testing it to see if they could do it to Luke. So, like, if Han Solo survived, then they could do it to Luke, and if he died, no harm, no foul, you know?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Han Solo was like a guinea pig.
And
Uh,
then Luke starts having dreams. He's like, I gotta save my friends. And then Yoda's like, don't give
oh
in to
no,
the
my
good.
best friend. Yeah.
Well, that's
Because
the thing. Once you have those dreams, that's like a path to the dark side.
yeah, and see that's the thing is that his dad, Anakin, had the exact same dreams if you think about it, with his mom dying. And then he went and he murdered an entire family of sand people.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the
So,
new Star Wars movie, Daisy Ridley, she has a vision when she touches Luke's lightsaber.
mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't trust your dreams, man. Bad juju.
You ever read that quote from George Lucas that says that Star Wars is supposed to be like a poem, it rhymes? You heard that quote?
No, no, I haven't heard that.
Really? So
Yeah.
George Lucas said the whole point of Star Wars is that it's like a poem, so it rhymes. So that's why in Anakin Skywalker, he gets his arm cut off in the second movie, and then Luke gets his arm cut off in this movie, like father like son.
I got you.
But you didn't ever put the two together.
No, I put the two and two together. I just don't think it's like a poem.
Well, really, you're one of those people that
What?
don't agree with George Lucas.
I don't know. I think George Lucas is like I'm not gonna take away from the fact that he made Star Wars, but like the man straight up said after the prequels were done that I would rather die than make any more. Like they're good as is, and I'm not gonna sell out. And then Disney rolls through and it's just like, hey man, we're gonna make some new ones. Here's $1 billion, and he's like, oh, it's time. You know what? Actually, now is a good time for the prequels or for new Star Wars movies. You know?
Yeah, time for the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. So like, good on the guy for making bank, but like, I don't know. My thing is to stick by what you say. Stick to your convictions. Don't just sell out.
And then Luke
But-
goes to save his friend from the planet.
Yep. Darth Vader's there, like, hey, what's up, kid? Time for me to teach you some lessons.
And then he cuts off his arm.
Uh huh.
And then they have the whole scene where he tells him that he's his father.
Yep.
So, you want to say something about that?
I just thought it was funny because like Darth Vader clearly had that shit in the cut. He was like ready to drop it on him. Just like, nah, Luke, I am your daddy.
See,
And Luke's face was priceless. No!
for me, it was very hard to watch Star Wars as an adult.
I mean, you gotta remember, he freaking wanted to fight Darth Vader so much because he thought he'd kill his father.
Yeah. So to
The
find
way
out.
the way Ben Kenobi told him.
Yeah, right? I never got that actually. Why wouldn't Ben just tell him?
Well,
Like,
well, technically, he didn't lie because Darth Vader, the person that's Darth Vader, is not the same Anakin Skywalker that he once knew. So technically,
Yeah,
Yeah, because
that's-
that like
he
later
did
on,
die,
that's
and Darth
yeah,
Vader
like
is the same
later on,
person.
that's why they explain it. Like they go like, oh, okay, so we see Darth
They
Vader
could be the
actually
same
did kill
person,
Anakin.
but personality-wise, they're not the same person.
yeah, no, I understand that technically, like, Ben never lies to Anakin, but it would, or to Luke, but it would be so much better for everyone if Obi-Wan was just like, look, Luke, your dad's a Sith Lord. Like, you gotta watch out. Don't give in to your dark side. You know? It just makes more sense.
Wait, what were we talking about?
I'm just saying that, like, I think if Obi-Wan
Oh,
told
yeah.
Luke, yeah, it would have been a bit easier
Oh
for
yeah,
everyone.
I was saying, for me, it was hard to watch Star Wars because I had everything spoiled. So I had to watch Star Wars with a different point of view because I already knew everything that was going to happen in the movie.
Yeah, takes away all the big plot twists and everything.
Yeah, because I already knew like this is gonna happen. I already knew that was gonna happen. So
Yeah,
I
I've
watched it like a soap opera, and then once I saw
smart.
it as a soap opera, I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I got lucky. I watched Star Wars before like right before the internet was really big for 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
So like I was still surprised. I was like, "What? Nuh-uh. You saying Darth Vader and Luke? Oh shit." Yeah, I lost my mind.
As that the thing is, when I look back at it, I was like, oh my god, the graphics were so terrible.
Oh, they were horrible. That's what I'm saying, man. Like the sword fights and everything, all the aliens.
Every time he takes out his lightsaber, it does a little pause. Or is that only
Yeah.
in the special version?
No, it still does that little pause.
In the original
It's
version?
yeah, it's because it's all drawn in.
Yeah, it's like in one way it's like computerized CGI, but it's like frame by frame.
Yeah.
That's
I
why you
remember.
like right now for us, when we look at it back then, like you look at it, you go like, oh my god, it's moving frame by frame so slow.
I
Like
remember
because
that joke from
because when
Family
I was
Guy.
watching the opening for episode 4, I just saw like the Death Star and the ship Leia was in is like really so like weird looking.
Okay, wait, what was I saying? I was saying. God damn, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh, wait. Something about the. Oh, Family Guy. When they're making the joke with the lightsaber. When Chris takes out the lightsaber, and then Peter's like, wait, what was that? And Chris was like, wait, what was that? He's like, wait, you see lightsaber again? And he was like, you don't see that pause? He was like, no. You need to watch that Family Guy Star Wars episode.
I gotta watch it again just to remember everything.
They're making fun of the lightsaber pauses every time he uses it. Okay, and then Luke gets his hand cut off. He commits suicide.
Uh-huh.
He falls down, and then he uses the Force to contact Leia, and then Leia
Mm-hmm.
saves him.
All right, so on the topic of Luke trying to kill himself, right? Why the fuck would Darth Vader allow that shit? Like, he can stop a bullet at this, like, immediately, right? So why wouldn't you just grab your son with the Force and lift him back up? Like, that's just bad parenting right there.
I mean, it all really depends, man. Because the thing is, Luke is a big threat. I don't know if the Emperor wanted him dead or he wanted him to become the apprentice. That's the thing.
That's true.
I mean, if they just wanted to get rid of the Jedi's, you know, that was always Darth Vader's motive, like get rid of all the Jedi's.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends on a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't. See, how did you feel about that? That this movie ends on a cliffhanger.
I like it. I think that sometimes a cliffhanger is necessary. You know, because, like,
Yeah, because
it's either
sometimes they don't know
You
like
say
how
that
far.
because you know that there's another movie.
like so sometimes a cliffhanger isn't good, like, but the alternative is you get like a really long movie, you know, like 5 hours. So like sometimes you gotta end it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Like you're making 2 parts there.
Yeah, it's like the Harry Potter 1 and 2, you know, for the last movie or the last chapter of Harry Potter. Deathly
Yeah.
Hallows Part 1, Part 2.
I never actually watched that movie.
I mean, you don't need to watch it. It's not that good of a movie,
No.
but it's the same principle.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like this movie?
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought this was better than episode 4.
Yeah, I think episode 4 was like a good starting point, but it definitely wasn't as good as 5 or 6.
No, because you had the Battle Hall, and then you had Luke versus Darth Vader. You had Lanzo, Cloud City, and the betrayal. It's like it's building up that point of hype that everyone
Yeah,
wants to see.
exactly.
I just thought that was funny that Leia kissed Luke because Han Solo was talking about um he was making jokes that Leia likes him, and Leia was like, it's obvious that you don't know woman," and then he kisses Luke, and then you look back,
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, she kissed her brother."
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. They just didn't know that much. They didn't know each other like that much.
Yeah, just like spoiler alert, Jon and Daenerys from Game of Thrones. I don't know if either of you guys watched that,
No,
but
I don't know. Game of Thrones.
oh no, they do a lot more than kissing brothers and sisters in that show.
Incest.
Wait, so how do you like Darth Vader?
Did I like Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thought Darth Vader was pretty like because in episode 5, you really get a feel for like what's going through Darth Vader's head. You know, because he still doesn't like the Jedi. Like he's still not a fan of them, but he'd rather have his son working with him than the Emperor. You know, and that says a
Or
lot. Like,
either way, like the Emperor, once he's done with once Darth Vader's no longer useful, he's just gonna toss him away.
oh yeah, Emperor's gonna straight up murk him, no question.
I remember the first time I heard of Star Wars, I was like, why is the first episode episode 4 and not the first episode the first episode? Remember that confused me at first. No.
Yeah,
Well, it's because the first three, which were the original trilogy, they never started with an episode. They always had
Yeah.
Star Wars, the A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. They never had like episode
And
numbers.
then they renamed it to episode 4.
Yeah, once they got the
Yeah.
prequels.
Because I think it's funny, especially because I was hearing a podcast, people wanting people who never saw or heard Star Wars they want them to watch them Star Wars for the first time, and people who never heard of Star Wars, they always confused as to like why are we watching episode 4 first instead of episode 1, and then like you always have to explain to them like, well, you see, episode 4
yeah.
came out first, and then
Well,
episode 1 came out.
actually, yeah, I know that feeling. Actually, episode 4 is episode 1, and
Did you ever
it
have
all
that
depends.
we actually have to explain that to
But then
someone?
again, that's
The
why they
way I
split.
the way I
That's
do
why they
it
split it.
now is that I just ask people that I'm showing the movies to, do you want to watch it chronologically or the original way? You know, I let them choose rather than just saying like I'm going to show you episode
But how
1
do
or
you
episode 2.
explain it? Like if someone would ask you, why do you want me to watch? Why did the first episode was episode 4?
Well, that's the thing. You gotta remember. You have to explain to them those were the original. That's why. That's why. Right now, episode 4 to 6 are considered the original trilogy. 1 to 3 are the prequel trilogy, and then from 7 to 9 are the sequel trilogies.
Yeah.
If you tell them the way that is, then they go like, okay, now we see why episode 4 and that because they're the original. And then 1 to 3 is basically the prequel.
Mm. So you want us to talk about episode 6 now?
Yeah, sure.